In the vast tapestry of history, where the stories of rising and falling societies intertwine, there exists an ancient record that narrates the tales of a powerful and regal people. As the sun sets over Africa's expansive savannas, stories emerge depicting mighty kings and beautiful queens with dark, rich skin. The Bible, a long-standing book, holds within its pages the secrets of these ancient narratives. Join us on an immersive journey through time as we unearth the stories that may have been forgotten by the rest of the world but will forever be etched in the sands of Africa. According to the Bible, all present-day people are descendants of Noah's three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. This includes black individuals and those with dark skin, whose lineage can be traced back to Ham, one of Noah's sons. Shem and Japheth are Ham's brothers, representing the Semitic people, Arabs, Jews, Syrians, and others, and the Japhetites, Europeans and Asians, respectively. The Bible identifies Ham, Noah's son, as the progenitor of African and black people. His name is consistently associated with Africa, and the Book of Psalms links him to the ancient Egyptians. It is noteworthy that ancient Jewish and other traditions also attribute African ancestry to Ham. The concept of Ham's children consistently points to African regions, areas, and people. Additionally, the name Ham holds the meaning of burned or dark in Hebrew, Aramaic, and other ancient languages, alluding to the color of his hair and skin. Within chapter 10 of the book of Genesis, specifically between verses 6 to 14, one can explore Ham's family tree, also known as the Hamitic people. The book mentions Ham's children, Cush, who became the father of many African people, and Misraim, who became the father of the ancient Egyptians. It is important to note that Arabs, Jews, Syrians, and others refer to Egypt as Misraim because it was named as such by its founder. Put, also known as Phut, and Canaan, the father of the Canaanites, are also sons of Ham. Canaan refers to both a place and a group of people. Further, Cush, Ham's first son, gave rise to various countries and peoples, including the Ethiopians. Ethiopians and the people of Nubia, previously known as the Kingdom of Cush, share the same origin. These are significant countries and groups of people, and their ancestry can be traced back to Cush. It is worth mentioning that the people of Samaria, who are believed to have descended from Nimrod, Cush's disobedient son, are thought to have originated from Old Babylon. Additionally, individuals from South India, as well as populations from various parts of Africa, such as Malians, Eritreans, Kenyans, Congolese, and Bantus from Gabon, are considered to have Cushite heritage. In biblical context, the term Cush is often associated with Ethiopia, Sudan, and sub-Saharan Africa, signifying Ethiopia or black in its original language. Canaan and Misraim were also Ham's children. Misraim is believed to be the ancestor of the ancient Egyptians and many people in North Africa, including the dark-skinned Tuaregs and Berbers. Semitic people, such as Arameans, Arabs, and Israelites, refer to Egypt as Misra. In Psalm 78, verse 51, it is mentioned that God struck the firstborn in Egypt, the first fruits of manhood in the tents of Ham. Ham also had a son named Put or Phut, born after Misraim. Put derives from a word meaning landmark and pertains to clan hunters in Africa. Put is considered the father of the black Libyans and several other African peoples. Regarding the infamous curse of Ham, or curse of Canaan, many people have misconstrued the narrative in Genesis chapter 9. The Bible recounts that when Noah became intoxicated, his son Ham did not assist him, but instead mocked his naked and drunk state to his other brothers. However, this text can be interpreted in multiple ways, and it is not the focal point of this narrative. Noah placed a curse on one of Ham's sons, Canaan. While Noah's actions may seem exaggerated, it was a grave matter to disrespect one's father during that time period, almost akin to a religious duty. Although Noah's drunkenness appears to be accidental, resulting from his discovery of wine made from grapes, which had never been made before, he unknowingly became intoxicated. As a consequence, God did not punish him. It is essential to recognize that Ham and his three other children, Cush, Misraim and Put, are all believed to be the progenitors of various African and black populations. The Bible, through its genealogical accounts, connects these individuals to the ancient peoples of Africa, including the Egyptians, Ethiopians, and other African nations. However, it is important to approach these narratives with an understanding of their historical and cultural context, as they represent ancient perspectives and beliefs. It is worth noting that the Bible is not the sole historical or anthropological source for understanding the origins and history of Black and African peoples. Scholars and researchers draw from a wide range of disciplines, including archaeology, linguistics, genetics, and oral traditions, to piece together the complex tapestry of human history. As our knowledge of the past continues to evolve, it is crucial to engage in ongoing research and dialogue to gain a more nuanced understanding of the origins, migrations, and cultural developments of Black and African peoples. It is crucial to emphasize that interpreting the Bible in a way that suggests African people were cursed is a grave mistake and a misinterpretation. The individual who is cursed in the Bible is Canaan, the grandson of Ham, and not all African people. Ham, who is believed to be the ancestor of people in Africa and South India, was born before the flood and lived a remarkably long life compared to most people. He had the opportunity to witness the fifth and sixth generations of his family and ancestors. Interestingly, similar to his brother Shem, Ham also lived to be around 600 years old, or possibly even older. While the exact age of Ham is not specified in the Bible, it is likely that he lived at least 600 years. The location of Ham's burial site remains uncertain, with various theories and studies suggesting different possibilities. Some propose that his tomb could be in Ethiopia or even Nubia, while others suggest Mesopotamia, where the Sumerians lived. However, the prevailing belief is that Ham's tomb is in Africa, specifically in Sudan or Ethiopia. Some even speculate that he might be buried in Egypt, a land known for its ancient secrets and the ongoing discoveries of millennial burials. The Book of Jubilees provides additional details about Ham's later years and the events involving Noah's family and the lineages of Ham, Shem, and Japheth. This ancient Jewish manuscript, which was considered authoritative before and during the time of Christ, describes Ham's displeasure when his youngest son, Canaan, chose to settle in the land of Shem, which is now known as Israel. Canaan, Ham's other son, disagreed with Canaan's desire to claim those lands for himself. According to the Book of Jubilees, Ham, Cush, Mizraim, and others did not support Canaan's decision to reside in Shem's territory, as they believed that the lands in Africa were meant for Ham's descendants. Despite their objections, Canaan chose to remain in the land against his father and brother's wishes. In the Book of Jubilees, it is mentioned that Ham was the first person to establish a city and region after the flood. He named the place Malitlok in honor of his beloved wife. It is important to approach these ancient texts with careful consideration of their cultural and historical context. The Bible provides a complex and multifaceted narrative, and it is crucial to avoid misinterpretations that perpetuate erroneous beliefs or unjustly associate curses with entire groups of people. The descendants of Ham went on to build some of the most enduring civilizations in human history. The ancient Egyptians, traced back to Misraim, developed a society that lasted for over 3,000 years. From around 3100 BCE, with the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt under King Nama. Their political structure was centered on the pharaoh, seen as a divine ruler. blending religion and governance in a way that influenced the entire Nile Valley. Economically, Egypt thrived on agriculture along the Nile, with innovations like irrigation systems that allowed for surplus crops, leading to trade with neighboring regions in gold, papyrus, and linen. Technologically, they pioneered pyramid construction, as seen in the Great Pyramid of Giza, built around 2580 BCE, showcasing advanced engineering and mathematics. Culturally, their art, hieroglyphics, and beliefs in the afterlife shaped not just Africa, but the Mediterranean world. Further south, the kingdom of Cush, linked to Cush, emerged around 2500 BCE in what is now Sudan. This Nubian powerhouse rivaled Egypt, conquering it during the 25th dynasty from 744 to 656 BCE under kings like Piye and Taharka. Politically, Cush maintained a matrilineal succession where queens like Amanirenas played key roles, even repelling Roman invasions in 24 BCE. Their economy relied on iron smelting, a technological leap that made them masters of metallurgy, and trade in ivory, ebony, and slaves. The Cushites' cultural impact included pyramid-building traditions. With over 200 pyramids in Meroe, and a script called Meroitic that remains partially undeciphered. Their legacy influenced sub-Saharan Africa, spreading ironworking techniques that revolutionized agriculture and warfare across the continent. In the West, Put's descendants, associated with ancient Libyans and Berbers, formed nomadic and settled societies around 1000 BCE. These groups, like the Garamantes in the Sahara, developed advanced water management with underground aqueducts called foggara, enabling oasis farming in arid lands. Politically, they resisted empires from Carthage to Rome, with figures like the Berber queen Dihya al-Kahina, leading revolts against Arab invasions in the 7th century CE. Economically, they traded salt, dates, and slaves across trans-Saharan routes, laying foundations for later empires like Ghana around 300 CE. Technologically, their mastery of camel domestication around 200 BCE transformed desert travel, connecting North Africa to the sub-Saharan world. Culturally, Berber languages and tattoos persist today, symbolizing resilience amid conquests. Even Canaan's line, despite the biblical curse, birthed the Phoenicians around 1200 BCE, who invented the alphabet that evolved into modern scripts. Their city-states like Tyre and Sidon dominated Mediterranean trade, spreading purple dye, glassmaking, and navigation skills globally. The global impact of Ham's descendants is profound. Egyptian knowledge influenced Greek philosophy, think Plato studying in Heliopolis, and Roman engineering. Cushite iron spread to Bantu migrations, populating much of Africa by 1000 CE. Berber trade routes evolved into the Silk Road's African arm, exchanging ideas with Asia and Europe, yet the legacy is bittersweet. Colonial interpretations twisted the curse of Ham to justify slavery from the 15th century onward, ignoring that Canaan settled in the Levant, not Africa. This misreading fueled the transatlantic slave trade, displacing millions from Hamitic regions like West Africa. In truth, these peoples' innovations in agriculture, metallurgy, and governance laid groundwork for human progress. Their art, from Egyptian obelisks to Nubian jewelry, inspires modern aesthetics. Politically, their resistance to empires echoes in African independence movements of the 20th century. As we reflect on this journey, the stories of Ham and his descendants teach us the dangers of misinterpretation and the power of reclaiming narratives. In a world still grappling with racial divides, understanding these ancient roots fosters unity. The sands of Africa hold not curses, but triumphs, reminders that from one family's branches, diverse civilizations bloomed, shaping our shared human story. Let us honor them by pursuing truth, dialogue, and respect for all origins.